What's going on, y'all? It's the kid Jay Nolan here. Hey man, we're gonna talk about this whole James Harden situation, how he's refusing, at least it's being speculated that he's refusing to return back to the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers this year. Of course, we know that the season is right around the corner. Training camp is coming right around the corner in October. So it's about to get very interesting out there in Philly. I don't know what the future holds for James Harden, but let's get into the actual story. So James Harden is out in China right now for a press run. He went to an Adidas camp where he was dealing with the kids and stuff like that. And I don't know, he took it upon himself during this camp to let it be known that he refuses to play for Daryl Morey. He says that Daryl Morey is a liar and I will not play for a team that he's involved with. And not only did he say it once, he repeated himself directly afterwards. There's a short clip that's available online. Let's go ahead and play it and run it for the people real quick.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
That's some crazy shit, man. Now, I'm sure some people out here feel like it's tame because he kept himself very composed. He didn't sling no real mud. You know, it wasn't really salacious. But to call the president of basketball operations for the team you play for a blatant liar and you'll never play for a team as long as he's involved, I don't think we've ever seen this play out this publicly. When Kyrie and KD wanted to get the hell up out of the Nets organization, they went to them behind the scenes. They let the press kind of disseminate information that they felt was pertinent. They weren't really saying it out loud. But James Harden basically put a stamp on that bitch and mailed it to the U.S. and said, this is what you can expect from me this season. Now, why is James Harden mad, right? Coming into the offseason, he had the option to enter free agency, or he could have exercised the option to embrace the last year in his contract for about $35 million. And he did so with the understanding that the Philadelphia 76ers would be moving him to another team. He did not intend on playing for this team in this season, right? They allowed him to enter that contract that last year. And they said that they were going to survey the NBA with a potential home for him. He wanted to go to the Clippers. Over the weekend, they disseminated the information down to James Harden that they would not be moving forward with a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers, basically saying they're not offering enough in return. We don't like the deal, so we're not trading you. Hope to see you at training camp in just a few days. Let's get it. James Harden then says, we ain't getting shit but some time holding out if y'all ain't gonna uphold your end of the bargain. I only entered this fucking agreement with y'all with the intention of leaving. I should have left y'all for free agency and got my bag, but instead he wanted to do the team a favor and allowed them to get assets in return, which they've now decided they don't want to move forward with that option. Now the ball is pretty much in their court, except for the fact that James Harden won't be playing with that ball. So now all of the speculation going around in all the sports media is that James Harden is going to attempt to hold out this season. However, what does that actually look like for a star of James Harden's caliber? What is that going to do to him financially? What does the CBA actually say? Because, of course, they did do some renegotiations with the collective bargaining agreement over the offseason. So let's talk about what the implications are if James Harden actually decides he does not want to play at all. So according to the CBA, it says a player who withholds playing services called for by a player contract for more than 30 days after the start of the last season covered by his player contract shall be deemed to not have completed his player contract by rendering the player services called for thereunder. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo there, but bear with me. Accordingly, such a player shall not be a veteran free agent and shall not be entitled to negotiate or sign a player contract with any other professional basketball team unless and until the team for which the player last played expressly agrees otherwise. So essentially, because Harden is on an expiring contract, he's in the final year of his contract. If he holds out for more than 30 days and the team refuses to trade him at any point this season, the Sixers will have the ability to block him from becoming a free agent next summer, right? So the year that he skips will not be applied toward his contract. That 30 days will start when training camp opens on October 3rd. So if he holds out until early November and is not traded, they can block him from signing a contract with any other professional team. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. When they say any other professional team, that can apply possibly towards NBA, and it could also apply overseas or any other competing professional basketball leagues, right? So that's going to shut off all of his potential options. He won't be able to play nowhere. I don't know, man. He might have been better off faking an injury. Now, according to CBS Sports, they say that it would be surprising if things come to this because the Sixers at this point likely want to move on from the James Harden project. If they were to allow him to sit for this entire season without moving him, this could actually hurt the Philadelphia 76ers brand as a whole, right? This could hurt their chances of signing other players in the future, and it could potentially hinder relationships with agents throughout the league. Plus, the Sixers also have to think about their star player and MVP, Joel Embiid. There's been so much drama within their organization over the past few years, from Ben Simmons to James Harden to shoot. Even before that, with Jimmy Butler on the team, right? There's been so much drama, so much negativity, so much controversy surrounding their play. They've almost become a destination destined to fail, right? They're contenders in the East. They have a strong team. But it seems like the front office and all of the heads at that squad just don't seem to know what the hell they're doing. Or maybe they do. Maybe there's a method to the madness that we just haven't understood. But the players don't enjoy being there. Outside of possibly forfeiting his free agency next season, if he sits out this season, James Harden is going to definitely incur some financial penalties as well. If he holds out and misses games, he's going to be fined 1/96th of his player base salary, as it states in the CBA. Now, 1/96, that sounds like bullshit, right? Like, that's nothing, okay? Well, being that he's on a $35.6 million deal, it means that he's going to miss $389,000 per missed game. And that includes exhibition, regular season, play-in, and playoff games. For missing practice, it'll be a much lesser fine, right? He will be fined $2,500 for the first, $5,000 for the second, $7,500 for the third, and for the fourth and beyond, the NBA will basically come up with a reasonable under circumstances fine. That's quote unquote reasonable under circumstances, meaning it will increase, but there's no definite number. A lot of the sports press and media have been calling James Harden disgruntled in the press. One of the players in the league that has come to his defense is Kyrie Irving, who we know moves to the beat of his own drum. He's definitely very pro player, as he should be. So when Adrian Wojnarowski called James Harden disgruntled, Kyrie responded on Twitter and said, is he disgruntled, Adrian? Or is he holding Daryl Morey accountable for his dishonesty and lack of transparency throughout the contract negotiation process this summer? And I got to side with Kyrie and James Harden here, right? Because I would not have come back to this motherfucking hellhole had y'all not promised me that y'all was going to trade me anyway, right? I had the option to go to whatever team I would have chosen. Teams could have bid for me. I could have probably got a max contract this season. I probably could be somewhere suiting up right now, getting ready for training camp in a better situation than what y'all have available to me. But instead, I wanted to do the team a favor. I didn't want to leave y'all empty-handed. I didn't want to leave y'all stranded. And this is why players like Kyrie Irving don't give a fuck about how teams feel. Because when you do stuff on the behalf of the team, you strike an agreement with the executives in the office, and then they just pull back and renege and act like you're supposed to come back with a smile on your face, ready to win a championship or ready to compete for a championship. No, y'all niggas crossed me. Y'all didn't uphold your word. If I don't uphold my end of the bargain, I get criticized. If I don't show up on the court, I get criticized. If I am injured for too long, y'all start trying to question whether or not I'm faking or if I'm really hurt. All of these things come into play. But when the teams do it, they get to hide behind anonymity. They get to make it seem like they're doing things in the best interest of the team. Now we're in a situation where James Harden like, fuck that. I'm not finna take this laying down. I'ma fight back. I see y'all niggas on the sidelines. I can't be mad at him. The only problem I see with this is I don't know where James Harden goes from here. He's about to be 34 years old this season. Last year, he averaged about 21 points per game. He did also average 10.7 assists, which led the league, so he definitely distributed the ball a lot more than he did in previous years. But he's a declining point guard, right? His weight fluctuates. You don't really know which James Harden is going to show up. You don't know if the James Harden version that shows up, if it's going to be enough to take you throughout the playoffs to really be a championship contender. He's still a player that wants max contract money. He wants to be treated like an elite superstar, but I don't know if he's still that same elite superstar. So this definitely makes him look bad in the press. It definitely is going to make him look bad in the eyes of other teams, ownership, other presidents of basketball operations, because it's like, man, this is the kind of headache that we're going to be inheriting, and we got to pay this man. Is he worth it? So I think this might actually be the beginning of the end of James Harden's career. I think at this point, he's probably going to be treated like a Russell Westbrook. He's going to be treated like a Carmelo Anthony in the latter parts of his career, not because of lack of talent, but because teams just don't trust him. Teams don't seem like he's worth the investment. Definitely not worth the headache that he brings to the organization. He could be a great teammate amongst his people, among other players. But when you start putting yourself in a position of the executives, the people that spend the money, the people that make all of the decisions to make everything go around with the team, they're going to be looking at him like, we might take our chances in the draft. So it's going to be a little tough for him moving forward. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace!